Welcome sports fans, welcome back to another post-game analysis. I'm your host Joe Mark.
I'm Rush.
And this is the Sir Sports TV, the place you guys come to get the best, most interesting and everything sports topics, discussions and debates on the internet.
Yes people, but before we get into today's post-game analysis, don't forget to like this one. Leave a comment under the video and subscribe to the Sir Sports TV. Do one more thing though.
Share the video to at least 10 people, but ensure to get us 6 subscribers, because if each and every one of you guys can do that, you know how many subscribers that would get us by the end of the day.
Alright people, we're here at the National Stadium to do a post-game breakdown and analysis of the Champions Cup final game between Jamaica College and Kingston College. What a game it was. Really entertaining game. But before we do all of that, let's take a quick recap.
And yes people, I'm not sure if you can see, but I'm completely surrounded by confetti. But this recap will tell you the story leading up to that. The game kicked off at about 5 p.m, which is a bit later than we expected. However, the kickoff itself, the start of the match, was not late by any stretch of the imagination. Both teams came out and they came out well. They came out with intention and they knew exactly what they wanted to do. Kingston College, in fact, went out on the offensive, contrary to what many would have believed. They attempted to play with Jamaica College, and Jamaica College definitely played alongside with Kingston College. But it was Kingston College who went out and got the better chance, taking a shot in the early part of the game that was held on to by Rasika Rose. And I think that would set the tempo for the game. And it would be end-to-end football, but the football mostly played in the midfield, nothing too threatening, until Dijon Richards in the first half made an amazing run down the left flank and shot it near post. I think Malik Williams will look back on that and feel disappointed with his effort on that particular goal. But Jamaica College would not care how it comes, they're just happy that it came. And they ran off celebrating, going straight to their faithful fans in the grandstand, and the half would continue. It would be, I would say, relatively end-to-end. Dijon Richards and Ximines would start to get a foothold into the game. They would start to become more confident, but Kingston College were not rolling over. The Brave at that point were not ready to yield. And it was halftime, and they came back out in the half, and I think Jamaica College would have been inspired by that first goal. And I think at that point they started to assert their dominance, getting more chances and starting to put a foothold in the game. Saviola Blake would begin to control the game. Ximines and Dijon Richards were providing a constant goal threat. They were getting many opportunities, and it was in the half at about the 60th minute where Ximines made a beautiful run. He did one move that completely dismissed both Kingston College's central defenders and got in on goal and finished it gracefully with his left foot off the upright and in. And I think at that point he kind of put the game to rest. The game would continue. Jamaica College would still show that they were the better team on the day. They would still dominate position, they would still continue to move the ball. However, Kingston College would still get their odd breaks, and at one point they got it to Dijon Richards, and Dijon Richards made a beltering run all the way down the flank, beating 2 people before he was finally brought down. And at that point, being brought down, we thought the play was over. But he stepped up on that free kick at about the edge of the 18-yard box to the corner, to the right-hand side. And he stepped up and he buried that. From about 20 yards, he did it with absolute grace and class. Rasika Rose standing no chance. But it was towards the late end of the game, and it was too little too late. And the game would have ended. Jamaica College 2, Kingston College 1. There
we go. And you know what we saw today? We saw a pretty balanced game for most of it. But Kingston, I didn't see a game that didn't see the game that I expected. I expected Kingston College to give Jamaica College more respect, but they didn't. And I can't even say that they should have, because had their plan gone a little bit more in their favor, it would have worked, and it was close to working. So they didn't give Jamaica College any respect. They were there playing football with them in the first half, or the first 15 minutes of the game. It was end to end. Kingston College, they were getting in good positions. Jamaica College was getting in good positions. No clear chances at the start of the game, but they were both getting in dangerous positions. At one point in the game, Kingston College, they were playing Jamaica College straight up. I'm talking about dominating the game for say a 5 or 10 minute spell. Jamaica College had their 5 or 10 minute spell. So it was a straight up game, a real battle between 2 really good teams. Kingston College though, on one hand, could have offered more. I feel like they could have gotten the ball to Dijon Richards a bit faster. They could have set him up a bit better for success. I feel like they were sometimes playing him out of the game, and I feel like in the last part of the game he just got decided that I'm just going to try and do this on my own, and it worked out. But I feel like if Kingston College played a bit more to his side, maybe this game would have played out a bit better. Jamaica College, on the other hand, though, have to give them a lot of respect. They came out and they proved that a one-man show will not beat us. They came today and they said, I really believe that they said that. Spoke to the coach a while ago and he said that I can say it after the game. I couldn't say it before the game, but I can say it after the game. Whisper is a special player, and I had to prepare for him. And I had to do things in the game to prepare for him. And one of the things that he said was that he didn't put a man on him, rather he blocked the channels to Whisper. And that was something very important that David Ferguson do today. And I have to give him respect as a coach, man. In a lot of games we see the game, demanding different things, and him being able to make those changes to give the game whatever it demands. What do you think about this game?
This game was a well played one. As you said, Kingston College subverted expectations, because I definitely expected them to come out and play like banks of five, sit behind the ball, and attempt to catch Jamaica College on the counter attack, like what we saw them do against Mona, against Clarendon College. However, they did not do so. They played football with Jamaica College. They opened up and they attempted to move the ball, and it was working to an extent. But I think that eventually Jamaica College's talent overwhelmed them. I think when they attempted to play football with Jamaica College, they were playing above what their talent possessed. And I think it probably shocked Jamaica College, because they weren't expecting Kingston College to come out and play like that. But as soon as Jamaica College got their foothold in the game, Kingston College weren't able to express themselves as freely as they would have in the first half. So we definitely saw that. I think Coach Ferguson went in at halftime and he was like, this team is attempting to play us straight up, so let's exploit the spaces. We saw where Dijon Richards, he was a menace on the right side. Every single time he'd get the ball, he'd run at them, he'd force them on the back foot. And I think this is what got Kingston College out of the way they were playing in the first half, and it forced them to change how they were playing, becoming a bit more defensive and becoming a bit more reserved. Not because of the tactical aspirations, but because of what Jamaica College was doing. I think ultimately Kingston College put up a valiant effort, but the better team overwhelmed them in the end. Yeah,
and I feel like Jamaica College knew that they were the better team today. We saw it in a lot of the, even with the individual players, while they were playing, they were talking their stuff to the players, and they just looked like they knew that they were better. Speaking about Dijon and Aldridge and Wilson and Ximines and Blake, it's almost like their demeanor said to the Kingston College team that we are better than you, and we are going to play this ball. We are not going to allow you, to make us change our style of play. We're not going to go long too many times. We're going to play this ball on the ground. And big shout out to Saviola Blake, who was an instrumental part in the way Jamaica College wanted to play today. They dominated that midfield. They realized that Kingston College was lacking their best midfielder, and they took full advantage of that. And let's make a segue to some of the players that stood out to us today in this game.
Yeah, but before even speaking about players that stood out, we talk about players that missed out. And Samuel Shakes is the first one that would come to mind. He's the heart and soul of Kingston College's midfield. He's the thing that keeps them ticking. He keeps them going. Samuel Shakes is that guy. And you can see the deficit that was caused in this Kingston College's team in his absence. There was no link-up play. I think in today's game, Whisper got the least service that he's gotten all season. And I think that can be clearly attributed to Samuel Shakes' absence. He's the one that transitions the football from defense to offense. He and Whisper are so close. They have such good chemistry on the football field, where he finds Whisper with simple ease. And you can see that was lacking today in today's game. And I think because of that, Whisper didn't get his usual foothold on the game with no Samuel Shakes passing the ball. I think that's a big miss for Kingston College. And I'm not saying Kingston College would have won had Samuel Shakes played, but I think the game would have looked a bit different.
Yeah, for sure. It was definitely a key part of today's game. And I said it a while ago that they weren't getting the ball to Whisper, as fast as they should have gotten it to him. They were bypassing him a lot of the times. And I feel like that is the reason. They didn't have Shakes, who I think knows that I need to get this ball to Whisper for us to win this game. I feel like today, in the midfield, Roger Taylor put in a good shift, I must say. Daniel Edwards was putting in his shift. Mattis drifted all over the pitch and he was putting in his shift. But I feel like missing Samuel Shakes didn't give them that extra edge to get that quicker, faster ball to Whisper with a bit more quality. And that may have been where Kingston College, not even, may have been. I can't say they would have won the game, but they definitely would have been a better team had Samuel Shakes played today.
Yeah, and Samuel Shakes mental wherewithal, his ability to know where the players are on the field, and his ability to make that 40-yard pass, his ability to move that ball quickly, his ability to make the right decision almost every single time, his ability to put pressure on the other team because of his ability to score good goals from far out. I think that was definitely missing today, and I think it affected Dijon Richards, and ultimately it affected Kingston College.
Alright, and speaking about Dijon Richards, a quiet game for most of the game. Not playing his best game. In the first half, we say again, they didn't put a man on him. what they did was they got to him quick whenever he got the ball. And at the times you see them, tackling him up and winning the ball off him. And they did a very good job in defending against Whisper today. I must give Jamaica College that credit. Speaking about Rummy and Blake, speaking about their left back, I can't remember his name. I think Michael. Speaking about David. So whenever they came up against him 1-on-1, they were winning those individual battles. And props to the Jamaica College team for defending him that way. But on the offensive side, in the second half, I feel like he, sort of came alive. I feel like he wanted the ball a bit more. He came even a bit deeper when he made that run. He was close to the half line, and he went on his run, and he won a free kick, and he did it all by himself. Standing over that free kick, we were talking, and I say, I'm yet to see this kid kicks the ball like no other 17-year-old. Why can't he kick the ball into the goal from a dead ball? And today, he showed that I can do it. All season I didn't do it, but today I can do it. One thing I said coming into this game, Kingston College starts this game with one goal up. Whisper is going to get on the score sheet. I don't know how he will do it, but he will definitely get on the score sheet. And if he's special, he will score two or three. I think just turning up, he turns up with a goal. I think there's 1 or 2 games where he didn't score, in the Manning Cup this year. So I say that to say, Kingston College, had they given, to give themselves a chance, they could not concede 2 goals if they really wanted to win this game today. You start with 1 goal. Obviously I'm talking it up. I'm exaggerating in that Whisper starts the game with a goal, but you can't allow 2 goals in. Whisper, special player.
Speaking about Dijon Richards, I think in the late embers of the game, it's a simple moment of magic that we expect from Dijon Richards. I think he personifies the saying, cometh the hour, cometh the man. That's what he's all about. Not having his greatest game, a bit subpar based on his standards. Mm-hmm. But he got a free kick in the late part of the game, in a game that he was not spectacular. You just feel that he's going to score because he's not done what he normally does throughout the whole duration of the game. You just feel that him getting that one opportunity, which I think was one of his best opportunities of the game, he would have buried it. And so said, so done. Dijon Richards, as you said, starts with a goal. I think that's a slight exaggeration. However, he just constantly proves everyone wrong or everyone right with the things he does every single day on the field. A great player, not a great game. His final game in the Manning Cup, but I think he still put up a formidable show for himself. For sure. On the Jamaica College side, I feel like Rosico Rose had a blinder of a game. He came up chumps for Jamaica College today, facing some shots. Kingston College, they were in the game, so they got their chances. And he was there to make those important saves. Even the goal that Whisper scored, he got a hand to. So I feel like this was a really good game from him. Playing the ball out, you say it all the time. He's the best at his foot. Yeah. In schoolboy football are definitely the best that we've seen. So standard performance from him, stopping the ball from going into net whenever he could. The goal that scored was just a special moment from a special player. But other than that, he was there for Jamaica College from minute 1 to minute 90. Yeah, he said a special goal from a special player. I said a special goal from the special player. And Rosico Rose showed himself that he was very special for his effort at that goal. He absolutely flew across the goal. But the goal is 24 feet after all, and he couldn't cover all of it. And Dijon Richards is so good that he got into the one bit of area that Rosico Rose wasn't able to cover on the day. But besides that one effort by Dijon Richards, he was absolutely amazing, making, I think, only one mistake passing out the ball, being absolutely sure-handed, managing the game very well, making good decisions, and leading his team from the back. Rosico Rose, an outstanding goalkeeper. There we go. Another Jamaica College player to speak about. Said his name earlier. Saviola Blake. He's the man that goes under the radar for Jamaica College a lot of times because he's not the flashy player. Yeah. He's not going to, put the ball through, a Kingston College player's salad. He's not going to make that pretty flick. What he's going to do is make that quick half turn. That touch that gets him in the perfect space to make a wonderful through ball to Dijon Aldridge. He's going to make that pass over the top that you don't understand how hard that pass is to make. But he makes it with such ease. And today he offered Jamaica College a wealth, of quality in terms of the passes that he played, his range of passes. What he did to dominate that midfield. Missed out on Samuel Shakes. He definitely took over.
an easier day for him, but I have to say he definitely played up to the moment, and a wonderful game from Saviola Blake.
Top player, Saviola Blake. You know, you spoke about those half turns, and he absolutely dismantled Kingston College's midfield with those.
Just the half
turns.
turn, yeah.
And you speak about true passes and passes over the top. What I speak about is that quick half turn and moving the ball to the other side of the field, allowing Dijon and Aldridge acres of space to run into because of Saviola Blake's decisive movements within the middle of the park. He was an absolute maestro today from deep, an amazing player, one of the best sixes in the game, and today, when it really mattered, the absolute most, Saviola Blake came up chumps. Big game.
Alright, and let's leave our man of the match for the last part to speak about. Let's speak about Tariq Ximines. You know, the coach said that there was a slight positional change for him this season. He believes that Tariq Ximines is an attacker. His coach actually believes that. I thought he was just using his best player, you know, in the position where he's weakest. You know, a lot of coaches do that. You know, you're a good right back, you don't need to put Tariq Ximines there. Use him somewhere else. But the coach actually said that he knew him, you know, from he was a kid. But he believes that his best position is playing up the pitch. And today we saw an outstanding game from Tariq Ximines today. Watch it. If anybody watching in that stand today, if you didn't know that Tariq Ximines was a defender, you couldn't tell today. You know, I mean, his first step was faster than everybody else's. You know, I saw step overs, I saw, you know, body rocks, I saw shoulder feints, I saw everything from him today. I don't know what he was lacking. Maybe that extra sharpness and, you know, an eye for goal. But he scored today. He got on the score sheet. A few more chances that he could have converted. But today, man, this was his best game in this year's schoolboy football season. And I feel like, you know, I can't say as a future up the pitch, but definitely he's a versatile player. If you have this, if Tariq Ximines possesses this quality up the pitch, you know, it's just to harness the quality, and the consistency from him. I just didn't know that he had this quality because I didn't see it. So in my head, coming into today's game, that kid needs to take 1-2 steps back to midfield and then to the defense. But today, if he has that quality, man, coach, work on it and get that, you know, special element out of him. And if you do that, who to tell you have an attack on your hands. But today, very special from Tariq Ximines, and you know they gave him the man of the match. But you know, really, really good player.
Yeah, you speak about step overs, body rocks, shoulder feints. I speak about an amazing finish. And to be honest, that's the second time we've seen an amazing finish from Tariq Ximines. You know, we saw him do it against Mona where he beat Dante Peralta easily and then just putting it back across the goal with his right foot. But this time we saw him do it with his left foot after making an amazing, simple dribble move, opening up his body and chopping it inside. Both Kingston College's central defenders, they took a nice little walk all the way to the linesman on the other side. And Tariq Ximines just took one more dribble and gracefully put it past Malik Williams in goal, who had no chance. And I think he definitely shut the haters up in today's performance, and he proved that he does definitely belong in the realm of the Shakwan Satchels and the Omar Reeds and the Dijon Richards. He showed in today's game, and the Dijon Richards, he showed in today's game that he's one of these standout players in the Manning Cup, and he's definitely well worth the plaudits that we're giving him right now. For sure.
Special player Tariq Ximines. But let's speak about this other Sports TV's man of the match, Dijon Aldridge. You know, from minute one, this kid was on it. You know, I think he watched our video, and he saw that I didn't
think he watched our
video. He definitely watched our video. You know, I didn't predict Jamaica College to win today, but he came. You know, and who's to say this other Sports TV, you know, cause Dijon Aldridge to have a big game. I won't go that far. But yeah, you know, you could tell that he was on fire. I was close to the pitch, and every time he ran past, he was saying, yo, biggest thing, biggest team, you know. He was always doing that, so I could tell that he was pumped up for the game. And because he was pumped up, I feel like he was trying to prove a point. Don't doubt us. And maybe I represented a large portion of the country. Maybe I represented a large portion of the supporters today. You know, and that just gave him the extra push. His touches were clean today. You know, playing on the wing, he looked like a winger. He didn't look like a midfielder that was out of position. He looked like a winger today. You know, he got a chance. He took on, you know, a couple of defenders. He seemed to have pace. You know, he's not, I wouldn't say he's a quick player, but he's definitely not a slow player. Today, he looked like a quick player. You know, he was getting to those balls faster than the Kingston College defenders, and he dominated today. And that's what we want to see from him, because we know that he's a quality player. I can say it at this point that he is versatile. As I said, if his players have this quality, just get it out of them on a regular basis, and we have nothing to say. But Dijon Aldridge, very special today, and took his chance well. Keeper, you know, have something to say about it. He should have had something to say about it, you know, earlier today, but he didn't. And kudos to Dijon Aldridge, a very, very good performance from that kid.
Top player, man of the match, as you previously mentioned. You know, he would have watched our show. You know, big ups to Dijon Aldridge if you're watching this right now. But he was in the This or That Sports TV's team of the season for a reason.
For sure.
Because
For sure.
he is indeed one of the best attacking players in this whole entire Manning Cup, and it was on full display in today's performance. He would give the Kingston College's defenders hell all game from minute 1 to minute 90. You know, he seemed like he would beat every single first defender that would come. He seemed like he would almost or definitively beat the second defender. You know, he got into good positions, he was making good passes, and he scored a goal. What more can you ask for from the Platted Magician? That's the name that I'm going to give him, the Platted Magician, because that's exactly what he was. An amazing performance and our man of the match.
Yeah, man, he was so good. And one more thing from Dijon Aldridge. This is also his last game in schoolboy football.
No, it's not his last game in
Isn't he
schoolboy
18?
football.
Oh, he has the Olivier Shield. Yeah, so but this is his last season. The point I'm trying to make is, you know, after the Manning Cup, I want to see a step being taken.
For sure.
He's a special player. He's a talent. We saw it even last season, playing in a team that isn't as good as this Jamaica College team. He came here and still stand out against the best players, you know, in the country. So we can say he wasn't a big fish in a small pond. You know,
he wasn't a medium-sized fish.
He wasn't a medium-sized fish in a small pond. He was a big fish, and he came to the big pond, and he's still standing out. So I want to see Dijon Aldridge take a next step. I don't know where that step would be, you know, college for a few years. I don't know if it will be, you know, somewhere in Europe for a little bit. Maybe it will be in the USL. I don't know. But I think this kid can go pro. I think this kid, you know, have another step to take. Very impressed what I saw from Dijon Aldridge today. But people, that's what we have to say on this Jamaica College versus Kingston College Champions Cup final. Jamaica College took it on the day. Kingston College, you know, they turned up, but they could manage to overcome the quality of the Jamaica College team. Let us know, what do you think in the comment section, people? Do you agree with us? You think them agree with you?
They should agree with us.
They should agree with us. Because we know what we're talking about. People, if you like the video, or if you don't like the video, just like the video. Is it? Leave a comment under this one and subscribe to This or That Sports TV. Do one more thing though.
Share the video to at least 10 people, but ensure to get us 6 subscribers. Because if each and every one of you guys can insist, can be adamant on getting us 6 subscribers, bro, I think the Platted Magician would love if they could get us 6 subscribers. Do you know how many subscribers that would get us by the end of the day?
There we go. That was our post-game analysis of the Champions Cup final, people. And we're leaving you from the National Stadium. For now, this was This or That Sports TV.
And we're out.
There we go.